Hi everybody. So this was a tough weekend for me and my family because on Friday we had to take our dog Kaycee to the vet and put her down. Back in early back in May 2021 this year, she was diagnosed with having a tumor in her mouth, a cancerous tumor, and the doctor found it to be malignant. Uh, the doctor said that there was a way we could remove it, but that would be a very intrusive surgery that could take out a large portion of her mouth. And we knew that that was just not the way to go for her because she would have been in a lot more pain having the surgery done as opposed to keeping the tumor. So we made the decision to just let her live out her life. And fortunately, she had gotten to the point where it was getting too much for her. The pain, the tumor had grown all the way up into her sinus cavity. It was in her mouth, but it was like spreading. It like made her snout all swollen. Um, the doctor even said that it even spread to her lymph nodes too. And it was just horrible for her. She eventually got to the point where in her last day, couple days, she was bleeding through her mouth and she was having discharge from the tumor. And although she did her best to smile and stay positive those last couple weeks where she was struggling, we knew that it was time to call it. So I was out of town for the second half of the week to visit my brother. So I was not there when Kaycee was taken in to be put under. I did, however, say my final goodbyes to her as I was leaving town. I did cry a little bit that evening as I was driving to Kansas City. But it still hasn't really quite hit yet. I'm gonna miss her. She was a border collie mix. We never really knew for sure what all she was mixed with. We did DNA tests with her, but the closest I think we found was that she had border collie. We always thought she had some sort of spaniel to her just because of the ears and the pink nose, but that's all the latest test results showed. The test results did show that she has some golden retriever in her, and we could see it because she kind of had that golden retriever figure in her later years. She kind of got chonky. But yeah, she lived to be 11 years old. We guessed that her birthday was in June of 2010. So she lived to be 11 years old, and we've just been incredibly blessed to have her in the family. We've had 3 great dogs, Annie, Marley, and Kaycee. It was tough letting Kaycee go, and she'll really be missed. I know I'm gonna miss her, and my family's gonna miss her, and she's just always made my day so much better. I could have the worst day ever at school, and I'd come home, see that smiling face on Kaycee, see her tail wagging, and I would feel much better, get to pet her. She would love belly rubs. She would also love it when you like rub her chest too, because then she like kind of fall in that trance where she was just like head dipping down, and she just kind of melt in your arms. She was a silly dog. Um, she was always an outside dog when she and Marley were still around. And after Marley passed away, that's when she started living indoors with us for the next almost 4 years before she passed. I will miss those mornings where she would come up the stairs in my mom's old house, and I could hear her panting in my room as I was trying to sleep, and then she'd come wake me up. She come up to my bed and start breathing in my face. I could feel her hot, stinky breath in my face, and then she'd start licking me, and I'd be like, Kaycee, gross, don't do that. But I'm gonna miss that. Even when I moved out of my mom's house, I still miss that when Kaycee would come tell me to wake up every morning. She's always been a good dog, a real sweetheart. She's been a real cuddle dog too. Yeah, she always had that dorky smile on her face, and whenever she was up to something silly, she would have these crazy zoomies sessions where whenever we were in the backyard, she would catch the zoomies and start sprinting around the yard digging, and then she would sprint again and start stopping in our place and start digging. And it was just so funny to watch her do that. She probably holds the world record for most critters she's killed. She's killed like several possums, squirrels, even unfortunately some other animals like cats. But she's a funny one. She was a funny one. But I'm gonna miss her so much. And I just hope that she's somewhere up there in heaven now. She gets to see her sister Marley once again, and that they're playing. I just hope that someday I may get to see her again. Get to see all three of my dogs. I miss them so much. In the living room, I have all three of their dog tags, and I have a picture of them most of them from what I have a picture of Annie and Marley when they were puppies, and then we don't really have a puppy pic of Kaycee because she was kind of full grown by the time we got her. I mean, at that point she had been almost a year old, but she had already been full grown. So I just have a picture of Kaycee in her later years up there. We were supposed to be getting her ashes back. We had her cremated. I don't know what our plans are to do with the ashes. In the past, what we've done with Annie and Marley is that we've taken them to this cemetery back in Kansas City where where their ashes would be scattered, and then every now and then I would go up there and visit them. I wasn't really thinking about it, but I should have done that when I was in Kansas City last weekend. I should have gone and visited Annie and Marley, but we're thinking we may just hold on to the urn, and so that way Kaycee's still with us. Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna miss her so much. But a lot of people, they think of their dogs. A lot of people just think of their pets as just pets, like their dog is just a pet to them. But I really do believe that dogs are more than just man's best friend. I consider them I consider them family as well. And Kaycee, I consider her my sister because she's just been so involved with the family, and we've always loved her and interacted with her, played with her all the time, and she loved us. She always loved to get attention and pets and belly rubs. So yeah, I would say that without a doubt, Kaycee was 100% family. Not pet, but family. And what I'm doing in remembrance of her is I'm creating a video in which I'm taking every picture I have of Kaycee from the past, and I'm just compiling all the photos together of her just to remember her. My mom, she now has one dog living at her house, and that's Wilson. Wilson's a dog that we got about 2 years ago. So he's been with the family for a while, and I don't know what their plans are. My mom and her fiance, I don't know what their plans are regarding if they'll get another dog someday, but I kind of just want to just move on and just kind of go where we're at. Like, don't get caught up in getting another dog at the moment. Because I don't like buying a new dog right away, because then it feels like we're just replacing the old one and just forgetting about the dog. I like to let time go by before doing so. But Kaycee was the last dog from my childhood that I had before she passed away, and the doctors seemed to think that it was we made a good decision having her put down because of her condition and how the cancer was spreading. I don't think she was going to have many more good days remaining, because every now and then she'd have this random burst of energy and she would feel better, be like her old self, but then next thing you know it, she'd regress back to feeling weak and struggling, and that was just not the way for her to live. So we're gonna miss her very much. Yeah, it's just gonna take some time to get used to this. I'm gonna miss her. But yeah, I don't know what else to really talk about, because I'm just still processing this all in my head. So it's gonna take some time to unpack and kind of figure this all out. But thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have a good day and have a good week. Bye.